Gonna build a PC. Hey, what's up? It's time to build my gaming computer, and you're coming along for the ride. Welcome back to Gibby's World of Tech, and yes, I am excited. This is a moment I have been waiting for a long time. And when I say a long time, I mean a long time. I'm going to build my gaming computer. Now, this is my version of what I think a gaming computer should be for me. If you watch my video on things you should know before you buy or build a PC, you'll understand better why I chose the components I did and kind of how I was motivated to choose the versions of those components. So first thing I want to talk about obviously is the case. And you know, this entire video is just an overview. I don't want to get too deep into it because I could talk for hours about these components and not even take a breath. But the case is obviously the centerpiece, and I love this case. It's the Hyte Y60, and it's the red version. Red is my favorite color. This is a beautiful case, and not only is it beautiful, it is extremely well made. It's made for water cooling. If you're going to do a custom loop, this case is going to be a best friend to you. But it's also just as adept at using AIOs. So I'm going to be using an AIO for my processor, not for my GPU. In the future, I'm going to change that. However, right now, it's a good starting point, and it does have the ability for me to expand as I need to. So everything that you see here is overkill. I will say that from the beginning. There's nothing here that's essential in its current form. I could have gone with much cheaper or different versions of everything, but I was careful to wait until prices were just right for my budget. I also made sure I didn't purchase with my ego. I wasn't trying to keep up with anyone. I wasn't trying to outdo anyone. I just took everything that I've seen and imagined how it would look all put together. And I picked the best versions that I could think of. And I want to go over them just a little bit. So obviously I'm putting in an AIO for the processor. Now I chose the Ryzen 9. Yes, I could have waited until the new chips come out. That's true. But I didn't need to because the Ryzen 9 is already overkill for what I'm going to be doing with the computer. And what I'm going to be doing is playing AAA title games and some video editing. I'm going to learn how to do video editing. And I know that that's hard on a processor, so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of power. There's also going to be a ton of storage in this thing. I'm going to have 5 terabytes total storage. And the versions of storage I chose are more for speed, but a little bit because it's pretty. I'm not going to lie. Where are they? Oh, there they are. These things right here are really impressive looking. I can't wait to see them. They have an infinity mirror on the whole surface and they're RGB. These are solid state drives, 1 terabyte. And I've never used anything from T-Force, and I thought, you know, I'm going to give them a try, see how their product is, see what I think about it. It won't be my primary storage. It won't even be for my operating system. It's going to really just be for storing video files. For my operating system and my primary storage, I've got a couple of Rocket NVMEs. That's going to give me the fastest read and write times. I've got those in my other computer, and it really does make a big difference. I really love the NVMEs. For the graphics card, I chose to go with the EVGA 3070 Balls to the Walls edition. That's right. Every word you can put at the end of 3070 is on this card. It's the 3070 Ti for the Win 3 Ultra Gaming, and I probably said that out of order. It's got all the words, okay? That's all I know. It's got all the words. This actually was in my other computer initially. and I realized my processor was too slow for this graphics card. And that's kind of what prompted me to build a stronger computer. So this is gonna be more graphics card than I need. I did some testing with it, and I can run any game with this with great frame rates on ultra settings with absolutely no bottlenecking, no problems. Would I run it on 4K? No, because 4K just doesn't impress me that much. That's just my personal preference. If you love 4K gaming, you probably want to look at a 3090. However, to each his own. Now, as I mentioned, everything is overkill. So when I chose RAM, I just had to get the Dominator RAM. To me, it's just the most beautiful RAM there is. It's got the aesthetics I like. It's got the reliability that Corsair has with their RAM. I've never had a problem with Corsair RAM. And I went with 32 gigs, and you would think that with this system I would have gone for 64 gigs. And honestly, 32 is overkill. And I can upgrade later if I choose to, but for right now, 32 is more than enough, and the price was right. And so again, like I said, I didn't buy with my ego. 64 would have been a complete ego purchase and a waste. I would never use that. So I tried to be sensible and also be fancy. What else do I have? Okay, so this is a completely unnecessary add-on, but it's a beautiful add-on. I have one on my computer, and it is a wonderful part. It's the LCD screen for the Corsair AIOs. It gives you a beautiful display. You can put a GIF, Jeff, whatever you call it. You can put Jiffy peanut butter on it if you really want to, whatever you want to do, but it's a beautiful display. You can see your temperatures, you can put an image on it, whatever you want to do, and you do that right through the IQ software. And to me, this is the best LCD display all around. Yeah, I would love it if it were a square display, if it were a little bit bigger, but the round style looks really nice. It's very classy. What else do I have here? Cable mods. I wasn't going to open this, but I just want to open this because these are beautiful. Instead of using extensions, I went ahead and ordered a custom set of cables. This is what I'm going to be sporting. Isn't that beautiful? You could make a bracelet out of that. It's that pretty. I love it. It's going to look great in this case. They come with cable combs, and they're really high quality cables too. Cable Mods makes a very nice cable. You know, I snatched on them a little bit to make sure they're strong and durable. They are. They're very, very well made, and I can't wait to see those in it. So, what other goodies do we have? I feel like I'm forgetting to talk about something. Well, obviously, it's these beauties right here. The brand new Lee & Lee Infinity fans. Now, I have all kinds of fans. I'm a Corsair fanboy.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm a Corsair fanboy. But when I saw these fans, I fell in love instantly. And I know this case isn't exactly the ideal case to show off these fans. To be honest, that was kind of an oversight on my part. But it's okay. I figured out a way where I'm going to be able to show them off very well and make them look nice. But they're also great fans. These fans have a much higher speed than the Corsair fans do. That's really important in this particular case because although the Hyte is excellent for water cooling and AIOs, the air thermal temps are not that great. I said that wrong, didn't I? This case is not made for air cooling. How about that? It's really not. Steve over on Gamers Nexus did some testing on it and showed that it's kind of middle of the road where air cooling is concerned. It's not terrible. It's not gonna, thermal soak my entire build, but it's just not the best. These fans are gonna help out with that a lot because they're gonna create a great static pressure that's gonna help keep dust out of the computer, and it's gonna push that hot air out very quickly. So I'm gonna put a ton of these in this computer. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna lay them out yet. That is part of the fun of building, is figuring out what looks best and what works best. But what I love about these fans is they're the builder's friend. We'll get into that more in another video. I don't want to give away too much right now. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the motherboard. So the 570 series of motherboards had a little trouble for a while, and MSI responded very quickly and they remade the 570 board, and it's the 570S. And the MSI line of motherboard has been rock solid. I have not had a single problem with the one, whether it be the Mortar, the Tomahawk. It has every high-end feature that you could want. You can find the same features on this motherboard that you would find on a $700 motherboard. I've compared spec for spec, and I can't find a difference other than the price. However, there is a little less RGB on this motherboard. I'm okay with that. I don't need a lot of RGB on my motherboard, and I love the color scheme of it, and more importantly, I love the durability of it. These boards are made to be tough. They're made to not need a fan for the VRMs. They have great heat sinks, and this particular motherboard has two 4.0 NVMe slots. So my storage is going to be screaming fast. And of course, you got to power it with something. So I chose the EVGA G2 1000 watt power supply. It's a gold rated. So I'm gonna have plenty of power, way overkill. And again, I keep saying overkill. It's important that you never underpower your computer. If you need it to perform a task, go a little above what you need. You're not gonna regret it. It's gonna pay you back in dividends. Okay, so what's the point of all this? Well, I said a while back I was going to do a series on step-by-step building a computer. I've seen a lot of videos where they show you a computer being built, but what I want to do is a little bit different. I want to show you each component in a separate video that talks about do's and don'ts and leaves out the myths that you might find on the internet. And I want to demonstrate best practice in terms of how to mount things, how to cable manage, how to arrange different components. And I want you to be able to follow along with your components, no matter what they are. You don't need to have this case. You don't need to have the same motherboard. You'll be able to follow along with each video and understand better how to place those components in your computer so that when you hit that power button, you go straight to a successful post and you'll be smiling. So I want to keep this short, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you will subscribe and hit that notification bell, because when I start building this computer, you don't want to miss a single one of those. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.